So today we watched Kinam Hin and we were really inspired of the kind of movie, the kind of usage of the Little Prince story. How you came up with that kind of mix, how you got straight out of the box the Little Prince in that kind of sweet usage during the story without overdoing it, without how you came up with that kind of idea.
Well, first of all, with my first film and this film, there's always books and reading related because 1980s, with me growing up in Vietnam and the people of my generation in the 80s in Vietnam, reading is such a big part of our growing up. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that during that time in Vietnam, there's not much else for us to entertain. So reading is a very big part of our childhood. So I think that's why when I decided to make a film, the last film and this one in 1980s, I wanted to bring that little memory, that little culture of literature into the film. And once we decided Kang is going to be a translator, I did toy with a few ideas with different books. French book for Kang, Les Miserables was one of the options at the beginning. But then I realized that that was too big of a book to try to squeeze into this amount of time for Kang to stay here and translate the book. And then my co-writer mentioned Little Prince. And because Little Prince also was a very well-known book during my parents' generation, who were French educated, and Little Prince in Vietnam during that time, during their generation, is basically a required book in the school. And once we decided on that book, I realized that Little Prince and Kang basically have the same, have a parallel storyline, the same journey. Kang arriving at this apartment complex, just like Little Prince traveling around the universe and meet different characters from each planet, just like Kang do here. And just, as we developing the story, we realized that the theme of the story is not just a love story. The love story of Kang and Kinam is just a part of the big picture, but the main theme is the apprivoisement between Kang with all of the characters and all of the other characters also apprivoise each other. All of these characters from north, from south, from the winner, from the loser after the war, they have to apprivoise each other to able to understand and reconnect in order to move on and live together after the war.
Yeah.
And that's the theme of the movie.
Yeah, the Vietnam War.
Yes.
So between read between the Little Prince, basically, between love, hate, and one key point of the Little Prince is that you have at any kind of age various kinds of interpretations.
Exactly.
When you're a kid, you're literal. When you're adult, you have a more complete and comprehensive kind of doing things and so on. And I love the Kinam Hin
Thank you.
so much. Thanks to you.
Thank you so much.